Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, get you the key insights, and bring you right up to speed. And today, we're diving into a really extraordinary week for the Boston Celtics, one of the NBA's, most storied franchises. It's been a week of two totally different but equally huge stories. On one side, you've got this massive business deal kind of charting a new course, and on the other, something really serious and unexpected involving one of the star players.
That's exactly right. So our goal here is to unpack what all this means, for the Celtics' future, for their legacy, and also how pro sports, they just inevitably intersect with real life, sometimes in really challenging ways. We'll give you the details, the context, and some of these unexpected twists that have just popped up.
Okay, so let's start with that first big story, the one making all the headlines, this huge shift at the very top, a new owner for the Celtics, and the price tag is just, it's record-breaking.
Yeah, let's get into the specifics because the scale here is pretty stunning. So the sale went final August 19th, 2025. You've got Bill Chisholm, private equity guy, taking over from Wyc Grousbeck. And the price, $6.1 billion, which, that's a new record for an American pro sports team.
$6.1 billion. Wow.
Right. And Chisholm's group has majority control now, but the plan is full control by 2028, which could actually push the total value closer to $7.3 billion.
Okay, so that's already huge. How does that stack up, say, against other recent deals?
Well, it's interesting context. Just this summer, remember, a piece of the LA Lakers was sold, and that sale implied a valuation for the entire Lakers franchise of maybe $10 billion.
$10 billion. Okay, so we're talking truly astronomical numbers across the league now.
Exactly. It shows these teams aren't just teams anymore. They're massive global media assets, the brand, the legacy, the market reach. Sometimes that's driving value even more than just the immediate wins and losses,
Right. And with Chisholm, it's not just the money, is it? There's this ambitious talk, but also a real personal tie to the Celtics.
Yeah, that's a really interesting angle. He's not just some disconnected investor. He's made it super clear. He actually said, coming in second is not the objective and it's not acceptable. Pretty direct. Very direct. And he also said, the ultimate yardstick is winning championships. We have to, and we're going to get more. He's talking about building on the legacy, raising more banners, and it seems genuine because, he's from Massachusetts.
Ah, okay. A local guy.
Yeah. His first memories are the Cowens Havlicek teams in the 70s, but he said he became a, quote, rabid fan during the Bird McHale Parrish days in the 80s.
Okay, so he's lived the history. That must land differently with the fans than just an outsider buying the team.
Definitely. It adds a layer of maybe trust, understanding from the jump.
Yeah.
But it also raises the question, right? New owner, massive price tag. What happens to the people already running the show?
Good question. Is it a clean sweep or is there continuity?
Well, this is key. They seem to be really emphasizing stability. Wyc Grousbeck, who led the group that bought the team back in 2002 for, get this, $360 million.
Feels like pocket change now, doesn't it?
It really does. But yeah, he's not gone. He's staying on as co-owner, CEO, alternate governor. He'll still be running the day-to-day stuff, basically alongside Chisholm.
So a partnership model.
Kind of. Chisholm will be the governor, representing the team at the league level. And importantly, the rest of the key leadership, Rich Gotham as president, Brad Stevens as GM, Joe Mazzulla as coach, they're all expected to stay.
Okay, that's significant.
Okay.
So no big shakeup in the basketball operations.
Right. Chisholm's logic was pretty straightforward. He basically said, we've got, I think, the best basketball people. Why would you go make major changes to that? Which is, a big vote of confidence in the structure Grousbeck built.
And you can't really argue with the results Grousbeck had. 2 championships, 20 playoff appearances in 23 years?
Exactly. The most recent title was just 2024. 2 other finals trips. They've been consistently good, sometimes great, for a long time under him.
So Chisholm's inheriting a winning machine, but also just an immense legacy. I mean, the Celtics are the most decorated NBA team. 18 championships. You think about the names, Arbach, Russell, Cousy, Bird, Pierce, Garnett. It's just unreal.
It's hallowed ground, like you said. Grousbeck himself talked about it. He called it an unbelievable responsibility and a thrill, but also a huge challenge because the greats built it. It's not just managing a team, it's stewarding history.
It really is. But, while that continuity sounds good, sometimes a new owner wants to put their own stamp on things right away. Is there any downside to keeping things so stable?
That's a fair point. Sometimes stability can maybe lead to, I don't know, complacency or missing a chance for fresh ideas. But here I think it's seen mostly as a positive because you've got Chisholm's clear ambition and presumably deep pockets, paired with the proven team structure that's already in place.
So it's like adding resources to an already successful operation rather than tearing it down.
Exactly. He seems to be buying into the model, not looking to replace it, which for fans is probably the ideal scenario. Evolution, not revolution.
Okay, so that's the high point, right? The record sale, the ambition, the stability. But like we said at the start, there's often turbulence, especially when you're dealing with real people, real lives. And this past week brought challenges too, both on the court, kind of, and then way off the court.
Yeah, the timing is something. Even coming off that 2024 title, the team's in a bit of a, let's say, transition or reset phase. You've got Jason Tatum recovering from that really tough Achilles injury he got in the playoffs against the Knicks.
Right, that basically ended their hopes for a repeat championship.
It did. And then they made those big trades. Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, both gone.
Yeah.
And that wasn't just about basketball fit. It was very much about money, specifically avoiding the NBA's second apron tax.
Okay, second apron. I hear that term, but break it down for us. It's not just the regular luxury tax, right? It's something more severe.
Yeah, much more severe. It's a newer thing in the NBA's financial rules designed to really clamp down on the super high-spending teams. If your payroll goes over the second apron line, you face really harsh restrictions. Like, you can't easily acquire players and sign in trades, you lose certain salary cap exceptions, you can't send cash in deals, your future draft picks can get frozen. It really ties your hands.
Ah, okay, so it severely limits your flexibility to approve the team later.
Exactly. So for the Celtics, trading Holiday and Porzingis, even though they were key guys, was a strategic necessity. It gets their payroll back under that line, gives them breathing room for future moves. Grousbeck actually commented on it. He said something like, "We had our 2 years at Supermax, 100-mile-an-hour, and now you take a year to reset a little bit."
Acknowledging the strategy shift.
Right. He added, "Which every team will be doing, and we'll be back. We're coming back as hard as we can." So it shows even championship teams have to make these tough financial calls now.
Okay, so that's the sort of strategic on-court context, financial pressures, roster resets. But then, completely separate from all that, came this other news. Something really jarring and personal.
Yeah, this is where the week took a really sharp and difficult turn. It really highlights how separate worlds can collide. On August 21st, Quenton Marselles Brown was arrested in Las Vegas, and he's been confirmed as the father of Celtics star Jaylen Brown, who's, a four-time All-Star key player.
Okay.
Arrested for what?
He's been charged with attempted murder. This stems from an incident in a parking lot there on Wednesday, August 20th. The police report alleges it started with him dinging someone's car. An argument followed. And then, according to witnesses cited in the report, Brown allegedly pulled out what looked like a knife and stabbed the victim repeatedly.
Oh my God, attempted murder. That's incredibly serious. How is the victim? The reports say the victim is in critical condition. The injuries described are really severe. Multiple stab wounds, back and chest, a defensive wound on the hand that went down to the tendons, and really serious internal injuries. The report mentions needing a partial gastrectomy, that's surgery to remove part of the digestive system, eviscerated bowels, a broken rib. Yeah. Just horrific.
That's terrible. Just awful.
Yeah. So Quenton Brown is being held at the Clark County Detention Center. Unclear yet if he has a lawyer. The AT had a source confirm the family connection to Jaylen Brown, and CNN reported they'd reached out to the Celtics for comment. It's just a deeply troubling situation, obviously first and foremost for everyone directly involved, but also something that inevitably casts a shadow.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you put these two stories side by side from the same week. The dizzying high of a $6.1 billion sale, setting records, talking about more championships, and then this incredibly grim personal crisis hitting the family of one of your star players. It's such a stark contrast.
It really is. It makes you think about the broader picture, doesn't it? How do these totally different kinds of events, one about corporate ambition and sports glory, the other about, well, alleged violence and personal tragedy, how do they both shape the story, the reality of a team like the Celtics?
Yeah, it's the intersection of the massive business and the deeply human.
Exactly. You have the pursuit of titles, the billions of dollars, but then you have these very real, very difficult personal situations unfolding right alongside it.
So maybe the final thought to leave people with is this. What does it really mean for a franchise like the Celtics, built on this incredible history, this intense ambition, this shared dream of winning? What happens when these unpredictable, deeply personal off-court crises just slam into that public identity? How do these individual stories, the triumphant ones and the tragic ones, ultimately weave together to form the team's collective legacy? And what's the real weight of all that public focus?
That's a lot to think about. How the personal impacts the professional, and how a team, an organization, navigates both victory and tragedy often at the same time.
Exactly. Something to definitely mull over. We'll leave it there, this deep dive.
You're listening to HR Con World. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
And thanks for tuning into the podcast. We'll catch you in the next one.